September 18th, 2025. Katie, would you please take roll?
Karen Mao.
Here.
Liz Lasky is absent. Excused. Lainey Razga.
Here.
Charlie Ludwig.
Here.
Karen Peltola.
Here.
Linda Gamashchik.
Here. Thank you. Has everyone seen the agenda for today?
Yes.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I make a motion to accept the agenda as written.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Have you also all seen the minutes from August 21st?
Yep.
No.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from August 21st.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion, aye. Motion carried. Do we have a citizen comment? Aye.
Hi, my name's Tom Swedenborg. I'm not native, so my opinions are, but I've chosen to live here for 26 plus years because I love so many things about Manistee. The sign went up for the Manistee band shell, and that got my, well, I've thought about it for a long time. But anyway, I 2 weeks ago or so attended the tree commission meeting, and I wanted to remind them. Some of them initially thought maybe it wasn't their business, but in their bylaws and the city ordinances, number one, their duty is to make recommendations to the city council for beautification and improvement of the city's landscape. Two, to advise regarding trees, bushes, shrubs, plants, and any other vegetation located within the city right-of-ways, city parks. So this is also their concern, and other city property. Three, the commission will provide advice to city personnel as far as pruning, care, planting on public property, including parks. And four, the tree commission shall have the duty to locate, select, and identify any trees which meet the definition of landmark trees, which are a tree may qualify as a landmark tree if it meets one or more of the following criteria: rarity, no; old age, perhaps; association with a historic event or person, not that I know of; but abnormally great scenic enhancement of beauty. So I'm talking about the willow tree at the end of First Street on the beach loop at the southern end of Kite Park, where I believe they're considering still, or once again, a band shell or amphitheater. And I know a massive study has been done on that. And in the artist rendering of that, this tree actually is displayed. But I would just like to see you, as a commission, working perhaps liaison with the tree commission to make sure that as the council goes forth with a project there, that they preserve this tree. I'd like you to all to drive by it again if you don't have it firmly in your mind. Okay. But it stands alone, and it's as tall. It starts out lower, but height is probably as tall as the hotel that got so much attention. It's maybe 80 foot wide. There, picture.
Dude,
Yeah.
there we go.
I don't know how that happened, but we have actually
Wonderful.
photos of that.
Very
It's massive, yes.
It's the canopy is maybe 80 feet in diameter.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
And you get on, I used to tell my kids when they were bored, they'd say, go down there and play on the trunks. It has about 40 different trunks sticking out all kinds of angles. It's a natural jungle gym.
Beautiful.
I'd just like to see it preserved. When I presented it at this topic to the tree commission, a fellow from DNR was there, and I asked him how old it, I didn't ask him how old it was. I'm guessing it's over 50 years, but I asked him how long that tree could stand. And he said 200 to 300 years.
Oh, wow.
So I'm asking that you work with the tree commission to preserve it for future generations, however you go forth with an amphitheater or a band shell or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
It is
you.
a gorgeous tree.
It is.
It's stunning. I'd love to know how old it is,
Yeah,
actually.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta be over 50.
Yeah, oh, at least.
So I would point out at the tree commission that the tree commission members seemed interested in it. They were going to go look at it themselves and then discuss it in the future. And then I also stated that from all of the planning that has occurred in the past 5 years or so with different variations of the beach amphitheater, all of the discussions with all the various participants in that have seemed to think that that was a pretty prominent natural feature that should be preserved no matter what the design. So as I expressed to Mr. Swedenborn and the tree commission, that's not a guarantee, but so far that's been the sentiment of everybody that's been involved.
Right,
Good to know.
Value, yeah.
okay. Thank you, thank you. All right, do we, I know we do, actually, we have a couple of correspondence. There was a letter sent to the city manager about that exact area, the amphitheater potential. There was a sign placed there, I guess it was over Labor Day weekend for Labor Fest, that said future location, Manistee Band Shell.
That's when I noticed it.
Right, and I know, I was thinking, did Jeff and the DPW do that? Like, I know that, I didn't think that would happen, so.
No, that appeared that weekend.
I was gonna ask you, but I didn't wanna bother you on a, holiday week, but, I don't know why that appeared, or,
Yeah, what organization put it up?
Well, I imagine it would have been the band amphitheater group.
Right. So anyway, there was a concern letter sent, I guess, okay, I apologize, it was sent to the mayor, and then that was forwarded to all of us. But the sign has been taken down, and,
I don't remember getting it.
do you have any further information on that, Jeff, other than?
I'm
the
not
sign
aware-
here, the sign
I'm not
being
aware of the
taken down?
letter, and I wasn't aware that it had been taken down.
Oh, look, let me look.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. In fact, I drove by there today and it was not there. So, I don't know, can I read that?
Oh, this
in public, or is
gentleman
it just
wrote
for-
a letter. I did get
Right.
this. This was a gentleman's letter.
Okay.
Which is really weird.
And I do remember this being there, but I thought it was approved to be there, to be honest with you.
The sign?
Yes.
It was a surprise to me to see
Okay.
the sign up, but it did come down fairly quickly.
So this
weekend.
says that the Salt City Rock and Blues placed the sign as part of Labor Fest, and then they removed it.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you mean this is a response up here? Okay, I wasn't getting that. Yes.
I totally missed the
I
original
did
response.
too.
Okay, I was just reading the original letter.
I did too. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
I missed
So-
this totally, yes. So this was the response at the top.
That was the response at the top, and it was meant to be shared with all of us.
Thank you.
Per the sender. So that's interesting to me because it's in the beach master plan as a potential location, but I wasn't aware that that was
Rock
decided
solid
or
yeah, etched in
that
stone.
someone's able to move forward with that already. Is that?
You've approved it in the beach master plan
Yeah.
for that location.
Yeah.
And
I
they-
thought those were just options for.
They brought it
discussion.
Well, it's a master plan,
Yeah.
Right.
so there's fundraising efforts, and there's a nonprofit that has been established with the intent of coming up with a feasible and constructible plan for that.
Okay.
But that's in its early stages.
Okay, so if it's in the master plan, people can go ahead and move forward with whatever they can find funding for, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
pretty much.
That's not it?
Not necessarily,
Not
but
without
they,
approval.
So it was approved by the city that they could move,
That it's in the
Oh,
plan.
Gotcha. Okay.
right?
There hasn't been any renderings of structures submitted to the parks or the city council yet.
Okay. But they decided.
They're in the fundraising stage, so it's the very beginning.
Funds for the drawings and
Yeah.
architectural, yeah, all of
Correct.
that, okay.
Okay, I
so
just
so
didn't know what all
the
that
master
had been.
plan is kind of a big picture overlay,
Right,
and specifically to the 4 waterfront parks that we have. It kind of lays out the guidance and the direction for the future. When individual projects come up, they can come from other internal sources, they can come from external. This one, in fact, started with the city and a kind of an ad hoc committee that studied it. Later on, years later, it advanced into a feasibility study to look at, could it be kind of a for-profit or a revenue-generating asset? And then a very diverse group of individuals step forward that are passionate about having live entertainment down at the beach. So they formed a 501c3. They can fundraise on their own, but they were kind of waiting to see where the proposed location would be in the master plan so they could focus their efforts on developing some concepts, cost estimates, and additional fundraising for that location. So I believe that that's ongoing. I think it's in its early stages, and they have approached city council to make them aware of that.
Okay. I remember the master plan, they had 2 different potential locations, and that was one. Didn't they also have one that was somewhere over near the river?
Well, it was actually by the, where the temporary stages are set now.
Same spot.
The one that was by the river, more to along the west, or east end of the seawall,
That was it.
was kind of discounted as not a good location because of the topography,
Right.
the physical constraints from the Corps of Engineers wall and some other things, and they didn't want to block views.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
About that, yeah. Okay. All right, thank you. So anyway, there was that, and then I had a verbal request. It didn't make it into an email, but a gentleman was concerned about the brush being overgrown at First Street Beach, kind of where you sit at the parking lot with your Dairy Queen and you're looking out, and he said that, there's all this tall growth you can't see, towards the stub pier and the piers in the harbor, and when you're sitting in your car, and could we please address that and maybe trim it down to a lower level? And
We're talking
I know
about
we
the
talked about
area
that before.
west of the Lions Pavilion stuff?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was pretty high over near the picnic tables on the.
It's more south of it, actually.
Oh, okay.
I was
It's
south.
it's between
Yeah.
the
'Cause I'm like
rotary
following
deck
Okay.
and the cabanas.
Oh.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Right,
yes.
it's all like where you're sitting in your car looking out. But, so I said I would bring it up at the meeting, so I'm bringing it up at the meeting. Can we?
That has been something that has been said to me early on when I started working at the plantings out there. Somebody approached me and said that they would like to see that area when they're sitting, the older, it was an older lady, and I think she was from the Lions, but she said something as far as being able to see that way, also, about 2-3 years ago,
Well, I think that comes up now and then.
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
this
Yeah.
gentleman was.
Is it? Yeah, so that's,
It
yeah.
comes up
Is-
about every 5 to 6 years.
Does it? Okay, I would
Do
say.
they just require trimming every few years to keep them?
Well, I have a very firm belief that the vegetation needs to stay, because the root systems there hold the sand. Otherwise, we're going to have blowouts and we're going to have a mess in there. So what we've done probably every 5 or 6 years is cut everything to the base or to the sand. And the last time we did it, we worked with it was through I can't remember what it was called. It was through the Manistee County Foundation. They had some sort of program with high school students, and they made it their end of year project. My thought would be if that's recommended and desired, then the Seeds Group every year calls and asks for a project to do, and that could be something where, what we did is, my staff went in there and cut it all down, and then we had the volunteers haul it out to the parking lot, and then we chipped it up, and so it was kind of a good community experience, but that's something we could do in the spring.
Yeah.
Right, that's a spring, summer kind of time frame, right? That might be good.
Yeah,
Now I gotta just remember that.
yeah.
All right, and Lainey, do you want to talk about Lainey wrote a
Oh,
letter.
oh, yeah. Last meeting, we talked about doing a thank you note letter to the editor for all the volunteers who go in and do stuff in our parks. We don't know who they are half the time, but we do see their results. So I gave everybody a draft of the letter, and I guess I just need you to know if you'd like something changed, or tell me to send it in.
Okay. Can we read this and send you
Suggestions, that'd be
Okay.
fine.
suggestions? Is that, because I
Okay.
haven't had a chance to read it yet.
That's fine.
Yep,
That
okay.
Works for me.
Okay, thank you.
When do you need it
Look at
back?
that.
Did we say deadline?
Well,
Is
by
it-
the end of next week, how's that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, just send with comments. I think it's a
Yeah.
great idea, and we all
Yeah,
agreed
I'd
last time
appreciate
to
Right, exactly.
Some
Put
help.
it out there. so.
And if you don't hear from us, that means we're good.
Oh,
How's that?
okay.
By the end
Next
of
Friday.
next week.
Week,
Yeah.
next Friday.
Yeah,
Next Friday.
it's the date, October.
19th? No, wait, that's this week.
26th.
26th, okay.
Oh, mama, that's
Thank you.
going quick. September 26th already, wow.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyone else? Correspondence? Conversations? Okay. Committee reports, we have no one looking at Fifth Avenue, but I did drive by there today, just to drive by, and did anyone else look?
I looked today too, and it looks.
Looked okay?
Yeah, but it was after it rained, so, yeah.
I drove by this morning, the only thing I noticed, I did peek my head into the restrooms, and they looked like maybe they just hadn't gotten there yet, but it looked like trash needed taking out, picked up off the floor, but other than that, everything looked okay. Laney?
So I visited my parks. Reed's Park, see they picked up all the garbage cans except for 2. And they're by the playground. There's some picnic tables left. So could we move one of those garbage cans either by the bathrooms or by the picnic tables? Because they're the picnic tables are sitting there and people are just dumping their garbage because it's so far to walk, apparently.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Kind of spread them out a little, I guess that's what I'm asking. But I'm glad they're still there because the park is definitely being used. Of course, the bathroom still looks like it did. Doesn't smell bad, but one of these days we have to tackle that, guys. 9th Street boat launch. I checked it frequently and I saw something interesting. There was, you know how the trains all have graffiti on them? There were some adolescents down there taking pictures against the trains. And I'm thinking, well, that kind of explains all the graffiti we get on the porta potty. I mean, they think
Yeah.
there's, even on the pipes, there's like graffiti.
Yes.
It's like, that's where they're doing art or something.
Yes.
The other thing I noticed, remember I'd mentioned there was consumer power signs in different places? They're both gone. So, I don't know, somebody pulled them out, threw them in the lake, but those boundary line signs no longer exist. So that was, but everything pretty much looked the same. And then, Mac Park
Did you email that, Scott?
looked the same. It's in good shape. It's best grass, I tell you. It's
And-
nice and
Mac or Morton?
Mac.
Mac, she's
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, Mac Park, and the grass is just beautiful there.
Don't they have underground sprinklers over there at Mac Park? Aren't there underground sprinklers in Mac
Yes.
Park?
Oh, there is?
Oh, that's
Okay.
why it stays
That's
so
why it looks really
large.
nice.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I
okay.
didn't know.
I've never been there when
Okay.
they've ran,
I
I
had
guess, yeah.
Okay.
There's a few,
Well, respectfully, we don't run them when you're in there playing, you know?
We might like it.
We try to do it when the park's not in use.
yeah, I suppose, it's true.
Splash pad.
Deserve that. But there are some weeds in the basketball court, and you know what that does to basketball, in the cracks. Yeah, maybe by next spring we can get it, the cracks re-fixed again. Like, it seems, that'll be a never-ending chore. That's about it. That's for me.
Did Katie email out just that sketch I did on 9th Street boat launch?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even
Oh,
think
did you print it?
I printed one copy.
So,
Because we all got it in our,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
so I just went old school with trash paper, onion skin, and a pencil. And I tried to just put on there some of the elements that I've heard people talk about. So it's really meant to just be a point to start discussion, and we sent that out to you and to the Harbor Commission just as a starting point.
I guess what I noticed is you put the bathroom in the same spot. So I guess it's like front and center. To me, it should be off in some not quite so noticeable area. And then,
But respectfully, where would that area be? You either have road, railroad tracks, or water.
well, I mean, it could probably be at either end instead of, and you might want to use that area for parking at some point too. So,
What are these?
that's why I'm thinking off at either
Yeah,
end.
I just tried to put the elements in there. To put a kayak launch, the boat launch, restroom, car trailer parking, regular parking, some benches, sitting areas, in a couple fishing platforms.
I think it's nice. It's simple and it makes sense.
To start.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where is it that like the kids were all this summer jumping off one of the docks?
That was
Where-
here.
where
There's
is
only
that?
one dock.
Boat
Is that the launch?
Yeah.
where
It's the
kids
launch
jump
ramp.
off?
Yes.
Is that still something they can do on, something that
Yeah.
we would design or you would design?
That's got to be part of the discussion.
Okay. How about
I've
the
never
little?
been down there.
Oh, sorry.
Notice that. Go ahead.
How about the little black things? Are those benches?
Yes,
Picnic?
along the sidewalk, along the shoreline, yeah.
Picnic benches or just benches? And it could be.
They're a little black box. You can imagine anything you want there.
I like it. Can I make a suggestion? Since it's got a perimeter to it, is there a way that we could make a total loop around there as a pathway for, I don't know, somebody that would maybe like to walk around there and sit down and look at the.
There's not a lot of space between the road and the
You
railroad
just have to go back and forth versus.
unless you cross the driveway, but, I mean, yeah, those are all things that you could try to incorporate and, again, this was just meant to kind of spur thought and discussion and,
People actually walk the railroad tracks.
I used to play on the railroad track.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Yeah, and
do
that's
not
wrong.
have that at
And my
all.
brother worked for the railroad, yeah. We used to put pennies on it. We did all kinds.
I used to do that.
this meeting's being recorded.
Well, this is true. No, I didn't.
Have you said that to the Harbor Commission too? as we're
Yes.
Starting
Yep, we have,
conversation?
I don't remember if it was before or after the last meeting, but I wasn't able to attend the last meeting.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned in your email we should set up a committee or a work session with the Harbor Commission. Would you be a part of that
I'd be happy to.
meeting? Okay.
Well,
Do you have a
you
preference?
sit on
for
the
me
Harbor
versus-
Commission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom does too, don't you, Tom? Are you on the tree commission too, do I understand? No. Okay, just the interest in the tree. I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, are you on the Harbor Commission?
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I should ask you, are you interested in, what would be your guys' preference? A work session together, all of us, two commissions, and
I think that's a great idea.
would that be, would you run that meeting, Jeff?
Yeah, you're just basically forming an ad hoc committee
Right.
comprised of members from each commission.
Right.
No, you're saying a
I'm
joint.
just saying, when we have it, would you?
Yeah.
Would you be the person that?
Yeah,
Lead the
yep, yep.
conversation
Point
because
person
you're.
to.
So what I think would be beneficial and productive would be for, because the Harbor Commission brought this up and the Parks Commission has brought this up. So there's co-interest there. So I think you have some joint discussions or a small ad hoc committee. And we really need to find out what the elements need to be, right? Do you want 2 fishing piers, 1 fishing pier, no fishing piers? Do you want a bathroom or no bath? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you get those big elements in there, then I can have the engineers do a cost estimate so we know where we're at.
Okay.
Is this a $500,000 project? Is it a $1 million project? And then it can be incorporated into future capital improvement plans, and it can be prioritized like you guys do annually, right? And then through those capital improvement plans, then that tells staff, city staff, how to prioritize seeking funding for it and, internal, external. But the first step would be, what do we really want? And remember, there's a lot of this community, especially the neighborhoods there, that don't want anything. So somehow we're going to have to find a balance. and I don't know where that'll end up, but
Well,
It's
they don't
start of the
want
discussion.
anything because they're afraid they're gonna get charged and they won't be able to use it like they're using it now. It's their neighborhood watering hole. And that's a valid fear,
Yeah, exactly.
so.
Don't want to lose that.
yeah, so, we've talked about this a little bit and a couple times at the Harbor Commission, but one of the easiest ways to fund boating access sites, just the launch and the parking, the car trailer parking, is to use DNR money, waterways money. If you do that, then charging is appropriate and may be required. If you did that with just internal capital improvement funds from the city, then you have the option not to charge for that. The fishing piers, if we can prove that those fishing piers give access to the migratory species, then it's open for a, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the fund. But it's basically when the DNR sued Consumers Energy over the fish kill for the Bloodington pump storage, the settlement funds for that were put into a fund, and then that fund grants out improvements for people to access the migratory species. So the floating pier at Arthur Street was funded with that, and it's 100% grant. And funded some of the bathroom improvements and some of the parking improvements. We also use that money to help fund part of the fish cleaning station here, in conjunction with the DNR money. So I'll think of the fund before we leave, but
Migratory species, are you talking about fish? Are you talking
Yes.
about birds?
fish.
Fish. Okay.
Just fish. no
So,
other,
yeah, like the
species
steelhead, the coho, the Chinook salmon,
Around there too.
that's not something you can fish for,
Yeah.
or should.
Okay, so migratory fish.
Yeah, so they won't, like perch and rock bass, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for the fish that are
That go out to
in
the-
Lake Michigan and migrating up the rivers to spawn, and
Yeah.
And if they can access them from the fishing piers, then that's acceptable.
yep, I'm confident that would meet their requirements. My firm at the time designed and installed that aluminum fishing at the DNR site in Stronach, and that was 100% funded by this grant.
Oh, not that waterways, no.
That one wasn't waterways, that was this particular fund.
So there's like three options you're talking about.
No, I'm just giving
DNR
examples.
versus the-
I'm just giving examples. Some of those don't have, if we take waterways money, then we have to follow the waterways rules. And so then charging comes into play if you're going to launch your boat.
But that charging is only required if the other two launches charge. If you did away with charging the other two launches, then you don't have to charge 9th Street, correct?
I don't believe that's the case. I think once you have, you accept grant money from the DNR, then you can't, I'll look into that, but.
That's what I seem to recall being told.
And, I've heard a couple comments about people saying, well, if you get a grant and we have city money that matches it and we build a facility, why would you charge us in the future? Those fees pay for the operation and the future improvements. And like I've discussed before, the parking lot at First Street Beach, which is in dire need of new paving, just to repave it and do nothing, no other improvements, is $850,000. And if we're bringing in between Arthur Street and First Street, $45,000 a year, it takes 20 years to save up that money to pay for just repaving. And we've got lots of other capital needs there too.
Do we have any money saved for that currently? Mm-hmm. We do? Okay.
Yeah, the boat launches are an enterprise fund. So the enterprise fund, all its expenses are paid for by all the revenues that it collects. And then that money is held in, any additional funds are held in reserve for capital projects.
Okay, that would be a good project. Do you know the price if they were to incorporate everything in the beach master plan had planned for that parking lot? What's the?
Yeah, it doubles. It's like $1.5 million. So, but that's actually an opportunity to implement part of what the master plan is, as long as we can secure funding for the non-eligible expenses.
Okay. All right. So, resolution, how would you recommend setting up a meeting with Harbor Commission, Parks Commission, and yourself? Is that something we want to work around your schedule because you have more meetings than we do?
Well, I think,
Right?
I think the easiest way is to have 2 or 3 representatives from the Parks Commission, and then the next Harbor Commission asks for the same thing, and then we can work on setting up a meeting time that works for the 2 groups.
2 to 3. Okay. Do you guys want to think about it? Who wants to?
I don't have to think about it.
You want to be on it because you live in that area.
I wouldn't mind being on it, but I don't know.
I've been named the
This
Parks
is
Commission for
definitely
like my
priority.
existence.
Yeah,
A long time. You absolutely should be. 2
Oh,
or 3?
absolutely.
Doesn't matter. 2, 3.
I think 3 would be fine.
Okay. Either of you want to?
I'd be willing.
okay,
You
Charlie?
want to do it? Okay. Charlie and Lainey and
Yeah?
Karen.
Please.
Karen?
Yeah?
Okay. Charlie, thank you. So we have our 3. Ask Harbor Commission to choose 3 and then we'll move from there.
Yep.
Can we call that an official? Do you want an email to request 3?
I'll do it.
Wes Smith, I believe.
Did you form?
Did you?
We haven't formed
Yeah, so we'll discuss it at their next meeting,
Okay. That'd be good to
at
make
our
progress.
next meeting.
Thank you. Thanks for doing that, Jeff. That's,
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, it looks good to me. Done. Great. So if we move forward on Eyes on the Park, I guess, thank you for doing Mac Park. Because
I didn't do Mac Park.
you said you did Mac Park?
Morton Park.
Oh, Morton Park has, who has the
No,
underground
Mac has
sprinkler?
Oh, she said, yeah.
You
she
said Mac.
Yeah.
Talking about Morton? Had
Yeah, I am talking
I
about
was wondering
Morton.
about the bathroom.
So you said Mac. Mac has sprinklers.
Mac has
Morton does not have sprinklers.
Well,
But
I
Morton-
have to say,
But Morton is kind of wet, especially on the west side.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
it has the nicest grass.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't,
Putting greens, yeah.
oh, yeah, it'd be great for anything. It's, the grass is
Get it,
beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, so Morton Park looks great.
Okay, and Reed.
Yes.
And Ninth Street.
Okay, I've got
One,
it now.
one of the things that we've been doing,
Because I used to do Morton.
Used to do Mac.
Mac.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Give us the
They both
streets,
start with M.
give us the streets, maybe.
one of the maintenance activities that we tried and kind of changed, and I think it's working, and it kind of supports what your observations are, is we used to bag the grass, and then we pick it up every week and put it in, in the composting operation. But now we're cutting those fields more frequently, and we're just letting the trimmings out on the surface,
Loves it.
which helps to keep the nitrogen and nutrients in the soil.
Loves it.
And I think seems to be working, so.
The 3 shrubs that, the grasses look like they're doing good, but there were 3 shrubs planted. They're struggling. They might make it. I don't know.
You think?
The
Yeah.
grasses or the?
The shrubs.
There were 3 additional bushes that we planted and they looked like they were dead. But Liz cut them back and it looked like they were gonna
Oh,
come back,
okay.
but I haven't checked them to see if they
Yeah, there
were.
are a few leaves here and there.
Okay.
It's just gonna have to wait and see.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I guess that's me. Rotary Park, I went there today and I noticed that they're still adding things to that sensory board over against the trees. There's a little spinning thing that's supposed to spin it and it makes sound, depending on whatever the arrow lands on. But it doesn't look like it's been added yet, the sound feature, because every time I go there, I spin it just to see. Like, I want to hear the gulls and the waves and the
Yeah.
train horn, but no, there's no. But if you go around the backside, I didn't take pictures this time, but it's actually double-sided, and there's tic-tac-toe that's magnetic on the back,
Oh, nice.
which is really cool. I
Okay,
told
yeah,
a couple
that is a
moms and
good
kids,
idea.
go play
Yeah.
tic-tac-toe. But today when I went there, there were no tic-tac-toe pieces, and they're beautiful. They're red and yellow, and they're big.
Big.
And they're magnetic, and I thought, oh my gosh, somebody stole them. But there they were, thrown out in the
Yes.
trees. I went out there and picked them all up from under the
Very
shelf.
nice.
But I could only find 8, 4 of each, the
Yes.
X's and the O's, and you need more than that, because tic-tac-toe is 9, you
Oh,
know,
right.
spaces, you need 5 of each, really. But I couldn't find the final 2, so basically you can't play tic-tac-toe anymore unless it's stuck under some really dense shrub, maybe they threw it away, I don't know, but I was just curious, maybe did they make extra, or is somebody going to be monitoring that? Does the leadership group come and monitor their creations after they've completed their project and, you know,
Yeah, Danny and
look, we're down an X and a O,
Maintenance
so now
or-
that's kind
yeah.
of useless. I couldn't find the final 2. but-
I don't know if they do, but I think that's a good point.
it is.
When they come forward with projects, is to ask those questions about who does the future maintenance, who's going to be responsible
Right.
when they get damaged. And those type of things are very intricate. You know, I'm not going to have the ability to
It looks like an artist made those.
replace,
Yeah, they put a lot of care into it, which is a shame that,
So after your last meeting, I watched your meeting when it was posted online, and then I reached out to the chamber to ask why there was nothing there and what the progress was, and so I'm glad to hear there was some progress.
and it looks pretty, it looks nice, you know, and I don't mind picking them up if I happen to be there, but I don't want to be, you know, an assigned person whose job it is to go out there and, you know, get in the weeds and
Pick them up
fish
all the
for.
time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Well,
big,
they
they're
shouldn't
big
end up all
spiders.
the time. Big spiders.
Very disturbing, but yeah, so that was the only thing, and I noticed there's a new baby swing there, which is really cool. I didn't know the baby swing looked bad, but there's a new one. And I noticed the same, there's a new baby swing at the old Rocket Park, so that's nice that people are noticing when,
One of those, an adult got trapped in it.
what?
An adult got trapped in one of the baby swings. I'm not sure the location, and they had to be cut out of it.
Recently.
Probably a month ago,
That's horrifying.
4 to
but-
5 weeks
Really?
ago. Yeah,
Okay.
So that's why one of them got replaced?
that's at least why one of
They
them
had to
got
cut 'em.
replaced.
They had to cut the person out. I could see
The fire
that
department,
happening.
the fire department had to
Wow.
cut them out.
Scary, yes, I'm sure.
I think that would have hurt. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the horror story your mom tells you when you're.
Yeah, right, you're gonna get
Don't
stuck
stick
in there.
your toe up the
Yeah.
faucet or the fire
Exactly.
department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was Little Rocket Park and Lighthouse Park. Disc golf looked fine. I didn't play it this time, but I did walk part of it and everything looked good. And then I totally forgot to go to Mac Park, which is why I was so excited when you said you did Mac Park. Because, and the reason
I don't know
forgot to go
why.
there.
It came out Mac Park.
Last time I was there a couple weeks ago, it looked fine, but I was focused because Liz isn't here. I was looking at her parks, so I did First Street and the Marina
Oh,
and
did that, okay.
the line. So I did hers and I forgot one of mine. So sorry. Is there anything with Mac Park, Jeff, that you know of? Nothing. Okay. We'll consider it good. But the Lions Pavilion looked good. Liz wanted me to make sure to say it's being used, and all her beaches, all the parks are being used, was her quote, that she wanted me to make sure I say. And both she and I looked at the bathrooms at First Street at the bathhouse, and I looked earlier in the week. She looked yesterday, I think, and they looked a little rough in the ladies' room. The garbages were full, and we took almost the same pictures. It was kind of funny. We didn't notice the same things. But the floor has some chipping on it. It looks like it needs to be resurfaced, and there was, some extra trash, and sinks and the toilets could have been cleaner. And it just looked like it. I know that's a hard one because it's really used.
Yes.
But it looks like it's probably one of those that needs more care than others just because it's so busy around there. And then the marina also, the ladies' room at the marina up at the River Street level, the sink on the right didn't seem to be working. I waved my hands under it a lot and I couldn't get that one to work, but just happened to be the one I tried. And then the center toilet wasn't working either. The handle looked like it was like disconnected or flopping around, so wanted to mention that. So the bathrooms, that was one of Liz's comments too, was can we please, maybe we need to look at ways to up the maintenance of some of those heavily used bathrooms. I know that's not a new problem, but, so if anybody has any creative ideas on how we can keep it spiffy.
They're still getting cleaned daily, even though the concessions have been shut down. But First Street's in need for a deep clean and a repainting and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. So that leaves, I think that's it for me. Karen?
Okay, softball diamonds, thank you for, removing and replacing that yellow fence topper. It was pretty dangerous because it was so sharp. Arthur Street, it looked good. Still, the vestibule for the bathrooms, that little area could be refreshed or painted. The doors, is that the men's door? Has like, I don't know if that's rust. Is that rust? It's not rust.
It's discolored.
Yeah, discolored. Maybe they're opening it up without, I don't know, touching it or something. I don't know, with their feet. I don't know what's going on there. Kickball's back in session also.
Oh.
Man-made, is it ours yet? Totally?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say the orange fencing is still there. Duffy Park, has that, water fountain been there at the corner all the time? I mean, this is a new park. Is that new?
Yes.
Please tell me it is, because I was like, I drive by it all the time, but I never, you know. So that's new. That's a nice little feature. Does it have I'm gonna have to get out and look at it.
You should drink out of it.
Does it have a bottle filler?
No.
Okay. But it's, okay, so it's blue, it's
So-
right behind the backstop.
So we had a request, or we were instructed to install one down on the Riverwalk to replace one that had been there years ago and had been vandalized. And then we installed that one that you saw, and then I was informed that they wanted a dog
Filler?
a dish at the, so we bought a new one, put it there, and then we took the other one. And the first place we looked was up by the tennis courts, and just the configuration of how that standpipe works, it wasn't gonna work at that location. So then we looked at up by the bathrooms by Lighthouse Park, but the water department said that that's the location where when they blow out all the lines, that's where they blow them out. So the fountain was gonna hamper that, the winterizing. So then there's just been a little standpipe at Duffy Park, and I mean, with the amount of kids playing baseball and soccer, and my goodness.
I like,
So we thought, well, let's put it there. So I'm glad you noticed it.
yes, I did.
It's been there about a week.
Has it?
Yeah.
I keep driving by it and I go, I don't remember that thing before, but this is now my new park, so I was like, I gotta pay better attention.
Is it by where you would go up to the concessions, if you were gonna buy concessions?
No, it's out by out by
Behind
Monroe
the
Street.
backstop.
Yeah, right behind the
So
backstop.
before, yeah, on Monroe Street, right before you pull into the parking lot, and the backstop is there for the Diamond. It's like right between Monroe, the parking lot road, and the Diamond's backstop.
What's a backstop?
A backstop is a fencing
The
that
baseball
keeps the
field.
ball in play, yeah, if it gets
Okay.
past the.
Behind the.
It's right behind home plate.
Yeah, behind
Okay,
home plate,
thank
I'm
you.
sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, no, sports.
Yeah, but that's that big one
Got
with the, yeah.
Okay, okay, because I thought there was a drinking fountain by the concessions.
There is.
That's what I thought. Is that-
But there was just a standpipe with a little drinking fountain at this location, and we
so
just put a
that's-
structure there.
that's
So
nice.
Oh, okay,
I'll
that's
have to
how
check
that
that
worked
out.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's cool.
And thank you for doing the basketball court too, cleaning out all the volunteer growth between the cracks. Looks good. And that's all I have right now.
Can I say one more thing? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
No,
You
good.
talking about weeds, it made me think, I did go when I was by the disc golf on the tennis courts, and there were a lot of weeds in the cracks.
On the tennis
On the
courts too?
tennis court.
Okay,
At
yeah.
First Street, well, it's our
Okay.
only tennis court.
So
Right.
we have, we've purchased crack filler for that and the shuffleboard courts. The manufacturer recommends spring to be the best time to do that. So our intention is to fill those in and at both locations this spring.
Cool.
But not Morton Park? I'm saying it right this time. Morton Park basketball court has the same issues.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's just the time of year for weeds to be a.
Well, you know, we got the new side, but the old side
Yeah.
is
Oh,
cracked.
Gotcha.
you know.
Okay.
Doing stuff.
Yeah.
And you've filled it in
So,
before.
The material that we
Coming through.
was requested was for the shuffleboard and tennis, so doesn't mean we can't do more.
Yeah. Okay.
sorry, I interrupted, okay.
No? Oh, good.
Charlie?
The Veterans Memorial Park is almost manicured, it's beautiful, very well taken care of. The bandstand in that north side is a disaster area. And I looked at it from a safety standard. The gravel that they took the paving brick out and put in is too much stone. There's stone on the cement. I can see a little old lady rolling an ankle, or anybody really rolling an ankle on that, on the loose stone. And then there are, on the northwest corner of the band shell, there's a board starting to rot on the walkway, and then there's a hole in the walkway down to the eyesore, and I call that eyesore the storage building. It's a long story from 30 years ago, but I still call it the eyesore. So, the people told us, don't build an eyesore down there, boys. After we built this $100,000 bandstand, we were gonna put up a shack to store chairs in. I mean, come on, people. Anyway, down that way, there is an actual hole in the walkway, and I know you got a plan for that area, Jeff, but it looks bad. You need an army.
Oh, that's a full redo.
Yeah.
So where that project's at right now is, we have to drive a few piles to support an extension of an elevated boardwalk. And the Corps of Engineers has, instead of just doing a straight permit review, they've elevated it up to a real estate, environmental, structural review. I can't remember the number, it's a 408 review or something like that. The reason why they're doing it is because when they dredged the harbor last year, they impacted the net shed and the Riverwalk. So now they are taking a very detailed, hardcore look at anything that gets permitted in this river so that we don't file claims against them for damaging it. We had a meeting with them probably a week and a half ago, and the piles that we're driving are more than adequate and will meet all their requirements. And then we discussed the other improvements like the walkways and so forth. We think we talked some sense into them, if you will. So we're waiting for that review to be completed. And then once that review is completed and we get the permits, then we'll award it. We've got a contract that we're ready to award. It could start this fall, but it's likely a spring, early summer completion.
Are there signs there that would stop someone from going in that area, like where you said there's a hole? Is it just the whole keep out signs up top that should?
Well, this is, the problem area is east of the construction area. It's down by the storage shed.
If there's holes down there, we'll look at that right away.
After the meeting, I'll show you pictures if that's all right. And then on the west side of the Riverwalk, on the south Riverwalk, I noticed close to Tom's house, the willows it's really nice. I mean, it looks great, other than some of the willow is growing out onto the sidewalk. It's halfway, you have to walk around it. And if nobody minds, when I'm down there, I'll take some clippers and clip it back, but I don't know what procedures are supposed to be.
We usually send a crew down there every month to cut back the growth.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll make a note of that.
Over halfway on
Okay.
that area. And then on the east side, there's a loose board, and it's where they did a really nice job cutting out for the sheet piling on a corner. But you can see the screws, there's two sets of screws, two sets of screws, two sets of screws, and there's nothing on this one board. And I know, we all know what wood does. It's gonna curl up and be a tripping hazard. And I don't know if there's anything, a joist under that to screw to. I'm going, this is really weird. And that's down where the sheet piling is. It'd be east of Talk About It and west of the old Gambles or
Bellamente.
Yeah,
So it's right by the switchback parking lot?
in that area where it's sheet piled, because
Yeah,
there's not much sheet piling.
we put sheet piling in,
Yeah.
well, I think Bellamente did some sheet piling. Do you have a picture of that, or maybe you could just show me on a map?
I thought I took a picture so I could get my bearing.
Well, we can chat afterwards.
I wonder if it's that one board I sent a picture of to you and Bill. It wasn't nailed down.
Oh,
It was weird.
See where it starts.
Are you referring to the new stuff?
Yeah, oh, sorry.
That could be.
Yeah,
And Bill-
I'm not tech savvy, otherwise I would have done a show, but,
Oh, that looks like a trip hazard for sure.
yeah. And then, closer to, on the other side of the Badalamenti building in between the old, House of Flavors, where there's still a wooden retaining wall. The retaining wall is starting to. But other than that, like I said, Sparky, you need an army, because we could get in there with water and portable pressure washers. It would make a great difference, and especially I think somebody complained about it the last meeting. And it's been an age-old problem with the Riverwalk, is where the trees are. It's beautiful, it's a wonderful canopy. I told my wife, I said, I can't wait to walk this when the trees change, but it is slippery through there, and I don't know if pressure washing it would improve that
We can't pressure wash that.
as it goes into the river.
Well, that's part of it. So yeah, the detergents, and then also the way that lumber was treated, it contains arsenic, and when you pressure wash it, you release it. Even when Manistee Proud was doing some scrubbing, we had a citizen take pictures and submit it to Eagle as a violation, and it wasn't. We went through, we were very careful about that. Now, I did have a gentleman stop into my office probably a month ago, and he actually runs a power washing company and has a system where he said it's appropriate and it's EPA and Eagle approved. So I've asked him for documentation on that and to give me a quote to do from Spruce Street down to Cherry. I haven't heard back, but he said back in the 20 years ago, the city used to hire him to do that.
I kind of remember that.
I don't know.
That shady area that gets slippery, right? when
Yeah.
The switchback, and it goes up.
Yeah, he said he's got
Yeah.
a proprietary process, and he was gonna get some information together and bring it to me, so.
Maybe some little pieces of furring or something.
I've slipped there myself. I've been walking the Riverwalk a lot this summer after a rainy night.
Yeah, and probably 7, 8 years ago, maybe you remember, Tom, we hired a contractor to go and thin the trees out of there, all the way down by Cedar Street Marina, just trying to get more sunlight to it, and that was effective until the trees grow back in.
Right. I also noticed that, and I don't know if you can approach the property owners, but there's a lot of growth along that east end too. The Harbor Commission?
Tom lives there.
No, on the east end.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I mean, through there, that's wonderful,
Oh.
other than the, overgrowth onto the sidewalk. It's like, I'm walking, I'm going, if I was a tourist, and I'm looking at this, or even one of our citizens, you can't see the river. Why go on a river walk when you can't see it? I don't know if we can get, and it's between the river walk and the.
Oh, in the water's edge, yeah. Yeah, and it's in the downtown district, so along that east side, the property owners own to the water. They've got riparian rights, and so the city just has an easement, and it's really just described on where the physical river walk is.
Okay.
So if we had permission, we could cut on the water side, but we would need permission.
Speed ordinance?
Yeah. I'm not sure if that would apply there, but
How about the height of the vegetation? That can be an issue, correct? Isn't there a height?
yeah, the noxious weed ordinance says 10 inches.
Oh, that's
I'm not sure it
noxious
would
weed,
apply to a
okay.
river's edge, but maybe.
That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. I have 4 cents.
Take it.
The North Beach looks like it's well used and looks good from what I can see. I'm not a beach walker, but from what I can see, it looks good. Shamaric Park, some neighbors down the street from me had ice cream social on Labor Day, invited the whole north side. There was about 15 to 20 people there. So that was good. There's still some disc golfers, and the kids are going there after school to play with their bikes and everything. That neighborhood watch is still hollering at me about blocking off for people to drive in there. When we had that rain, there was a truck back there spinning his tires and making a mud hole. And that just grinds Marvin's hind end.
Mine too.
Because he thinks that would be a kind of easy fix if you guys put some kind of barricade where people couldn't get back there. Because people still go right to the back, or they go halfway through and the dogs run and nobody gets out of the car. So that's a mess over there.
Yeah, that's still on my to-do list. It's just trying to find the time to get to it.
And I will tell him that again. And the biggest thing that is eating his shorts now is somebody's baiting deer over there. Yes.
Well, they're not really baiting them, they're just
Yeah.
feeding them. What, like they're gonna shoot them?
Who knows?
I mean, like yard.
There's been a little gray truck over there, and they've been throwing carrots out the back.
Well, there's a city ordinance that addresses that. I would just call Central Dispatch.
But I think by the time, because it was about 7 o'clock, and I know that shift changed. So that by the time they came around, the people were gone.
Yeah.
And that's happened more than once, because, I live with the neighborhood watch. He doesn't see everything, but he sees a lot more than I do. And he said, I can't bait out in the woods, so I don't think, and I don't know what they would call it baiting here, if anybody's gonna shoot them. But there must be, I bet you there is at least 4 pretty good sized bucks living in that park now. Plus about however many does, so there's a whole herd of them. So they get done eating there, then they come to my house and eat.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Smorgasbord.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Smorgasbord, yes. Yes. Sands Park. Sheila and I reset the timer on the light that shines on the skate park. And then it came on like it was supposed to, but it wouldn't go off. So then Marvin went up there and he fixed it so that it will come on and go off. We still don't have the lights in the parking lot. I reached out to Brandon last week and he was gonna check with the engineers. I couldn't figure out how to do that other, there was no labels on that other box, it wasn't locked. And there was no label saying turn this light on, turn that light on, nothing. So I don't know what's going on there. And the gate was closed Saturday and Sunday over by the school.
The playground.
The playground, yes, because there were some folks in there Saturday that came and complained to Sheila about it because they had to walk all the way down. And it's like, what's up with that? That's not supposed to be, and it's like,
You're talking about at 6th Street, across the street from 6th?
yes, the school put up that fence and gated that driveway. And I noticed when I went the other day at noon, there were kids on the playground and that gate was shut. I can understand they want to keep anybody else off when the kids are there, because they'll just tell you to leave if you go there. But it still is a city park, and for them to lock it up on the weekend is wrong. It's just wrong.
Oh, it was wrong for them to put the fence up to start with.
Yes, it was. Yes, and I don't know what's up with, it looked like somebody was working on the old playground set over behind the old tennis court. But I looked today and I thought they had moved the slide, but it doesn't look like it now because I went around and looked. But there's dirt dug up, like maybe they're gonna take that one tree down. I have no idea what they're doing over there.
We're stump grinding.
Oh, okay,
So the trees that we did remove, they probably ground the stumps in there.
okay, well, that would make sense. So you did move the slide, it didn't look like it was, okay. 'Cause I would think that would be a big undertaking to move that stuff, it's probably halfway to China.
Do people still use those?
Oh, yeah.
Slides and
Yeah.
slides over there?
Yeah,
One slide, right?
one slide in that swing, so yeah, there's still kids that go over there. And I think because it's closer to the building, so the people can either drag a chair outside and sit there or sit at the picnic table, where the one on the other end is farther away, so then people with small children go with them.
Maybe that grandma that's older than me don't wanna go all that way, so she go the other way. So there's no way to get in through that driveway when they have the gate shut, you can't walk in or
But you can walk all the way down to 8th Street,
any street?
and then, because there's an opening, but that's,
You can't even walk through, like go over under the gate?
Correct.
or- No, no, it's pretty low to the ground. Can't go over? Probably, I couldn't. I guess if there was kids like older than 7, I'd have a little bit of height, they could climb over it. But I don't know anybody's grandma that's gonna do that. Okay. Anything else? Nope. I think that's it. I guess that means we're on to you, Jeff. Do you have anything, grant studies, parks?
You recommended approval of the Parks Master Plans that the county is going to be undertaking. City Council approved that. The documentation was sent out, so we're just waiting for the county to start that process. And then want to update on the Riverwalk EDA funded project. The project is all but complete except for the shade structures behind the seating area next to the college, or north of the college. One of the foundations, one of the foundation locations for a shade structure interferes with the electrical service to the building. So we've got consumers there, they're designing it, they're putting it out to a team to basically just relocate those out of the way so we can pour that last foundation, then they can install the shade structures, and the project will be substantially complete. I think that's it.
That's everything? Wow.
Well, under grants, studies, and
Parks? That's the only part.
parks I'm updating as you go along, so.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. I had a question, I should have said this earlier, correspondence. A person asked about, when you winterize, you shut off the plumbing, but is the electrical still on all winter, or does that get shut off too?
The electrical stays on.
Electrical stays on, okay.
Well,
Like at the beach houses, the bathhouses?
yes,
The electric's still on in the winter, okay.
yeah, but we lock the building once they're winterized so that
Okay, when do they get winterized though? Is that
When-
October?
the water department wants to start right now. I try to hold them off until we start getting threats of freezing temperatures.
Okay,
So when we start getting frost warnings during the night,
And you got it.
because the buildings aren't heated.
and
So
then you
the-
shut electric off at the same time?
Well, and it's not just that, but every one of the bathroom fixtures, every urinal, every toilet, those valves have to be completely disassembled. You have to drain them out. You have to put antifreeze in them. So it's a big undertaking. We'll normally start, with the beach ones are usually the last ones that we try to do, just because if you get a nice stretch of warm weather, that's where people flock to. But and then we'll set out temporary porta potties.
Okay, I just know that there's an event that someone wants to hold this weekend at the Fifth Avenue.
I'm very well aware of that.
Yeah, and some of the people asked me if there was going to
This
be.
is something different.
Oh, that's a different one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mine's
no,
at
but
first
I
now.
had a question where
Like a
someone
band.
approached me and said, hey, there's this event going on, and is there gonna be electrical available
Yes.
this weekend?
The answer is
And
yes.
I said I would ask, so, okay, thank you.
Popular.
So that just takes us through capital improvements and budget. I just have listed our priorities we voted on in January, February, whenever that was, earlier last year. So if there's nothing on that, we can go to old business, which is Duffy Concessions. I actually spoke to the donut trailer at Labor Fest, the people from Onekama.
Oh,
or
okay.
Bear Lake. And I asked them if they'd be willing to do something at Duffy for the, Saturday games at least. And they said they only do events where they have a guarantee they're gonna sell 1,000 to 2,000 donuts. So I don't think they didn't think the soccer
Wow.
games would.
Wow, that's a lot of donuts. Wow.
Yeah, so they did
That's a
not
lot of
jump at the
donuts.
chance to do the Saturday games at Duffy, but I thought.
Okay, no, that was.
That's
good
why I got
reach.
stuck in the swing.
Who knew?
Well, I just happened to see them there. so
Exactly.
we-
No, that was a good idea.
And then I talked to Liz about this NRBC Tree Commission, September 20th, hackberry bush idea that they had to trim the hackberry bushes, but I asked Liz to look into it with the NRBC, and they didn't really have a good plan. The chair didn't really have a plan, and the person who brought it up was just thinking it was a walkthrough, not an actual work day, to look at things. So that kind of got pushed aside since there wasn't a good plan. But instead, they're changing their focus, so it's not really in a park, but we're welcome to attend Saturday. They plan to come here to City Hall and do some power washing on the stairs and a drain that they said was filled with dirt and needs washing out, and something about the front door maybe. I'm not real sure. I'm not a part of that, but I know Liz was involved in talks with the NRBC. So do you know anything about that Saturday project?
The only thing I know about the tree trimming, I saw at your last meeting and mentioned to the NRBC liaison that needed some vetting through the tree commission, could cause some, and the veterans. I don't know what's happening out here. The drain is the curbing along
Yeah.
the sidewalk. There's a trough in that. I believe that's what it is.
It is.
But they're doing it from 8 to 12 or noon to 12 on Saturday, and they said we were more than welcome to help volunteer if anybody is so inclined, but it's not a park, so
Where is this at?
here.
Here, at City Hall,
City Hall.
9
Thank
to
you.
12.
9 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
City
And there were just, I think, 4 people that she knew of that were going to work on that. But I will be at soccer on Saturday morning at Duffy, so I will not be there. But if anybody wants to go. Yeah. So that leads us to new business, unless anyone else has anything.
How about the Veterans Memorial Collaboration?
That is the Veterans Memorial Hackberry.
Oh,
Bush.
Hackberry, that's
And
what
that
it
was a
gonna be
big part
done.
of the grant, right? That didn't you use the hackberry trees in your presentation to get that grant for the veterans?
We mentioned it and talked about how it's a memorial park to the veterans, but the boundary of the project does not include those.
I don't even know where those trees are. Are they bushes or trees? The
They're
hackberry?
trees, they're between they're right off the back edge, south edge of the sidewalk, between the Veterans Memorial and 31 Bridge.
Okay.
They're trees.
Wow. So yeah, I don't know what they wanted to do with those, but okay. 9th Street boat launch we already talked about, and then I got a email from Kelly asking, or Heather, in the email, we need to approve our next year's meeting schedule. So if we're just okay with third Thursdays, taking off December again, and instead in June doing the bus tour,
I like it.
just stick with what works. Is that
I
okay?
think so, good.
Okay, are we still okay with just nixing the meeting in June because we do the bus?
You mean in December?
June, like last year we did.
Oh,
the
you
Bus
mean,
tour in June,
okay,
and
the
then,
bus
yeah,
tour.
yeah.
bus tour.
Those would be the two
I
that
know
are
it's a
in
busy
question.
time, I don't know if
Yeah.
we need to do that and
Do
have a
they need a
meeting,
motion on
or just
Well, we
have
kind
the
of
bus
talked
I-
on the
tour.
bus about.
I would think you'd need a motion
Oh,
and a vote to approve the meeting schedule for next year.
Yes, I was just wondering if we're okay with not doing a June meeting because we do the bus tour in June.
Isn't it considered a meeting?
Yeah, because you have a
Yeah.
quorum.
Yeah, we almost have to consider it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, would anyone like to make a motion to continue our current schedule of third Thursdays, 5:30, and, okay?
Yeah, here we go.
No December, no June, because we'll do our bus tour.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, you made a motion?
I'll second. or
Charlie.
Somebody did.
Charlie
Charlie
said.
did.
Linda made a motion?
Linda.
Linda.
Charlie seconded.
Yeah.
I'll third it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried, and I kind of expected you guys were gonna say that was,
I
a good
love
thing.
it. Thank you, because I didn't even
So,
have one
you
last
know.
year.
So no December meeting.
This year, no. I
So
No
didn't-
December
I
meeting, the
just
June
took the
meeting will be
liberty
the
of-
bus tour.
I kept writing it on my calendar.
Do you guys want a calendar?
I was gonna say, last year you printed a calendar and passed it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not coming next year, I don't need
Or
that.
not?
Town meeting.
All right. And then,
Give it to
is there
Sandy.
anything else?
Thank you. We have
Oh.
Lions Pavilion
Okay.
fund balance.
So yes, Katie sent the fund balance for the Lions Pavilion is $15,736. Liz asked me to request that, so
Okay.
there it is. And, do we have any ability to focus that into a project? I know Liz was thinking painting the upper inside roof of the cabanas at some point, but I don't know if that's a priority or if there are better uses for that, or just saving it for future restrooms, or is that real money, or is that really it's part of the capital improvements and it's just,
Yeah, no.
I don't remember how that,
I don't either, how that,
Close.
yeah. So the money, yeah.
The money was allocated to be used for that Lions Pavilion area.
The revenues generated by the reservation program,
right?
the Parks Commission requested City Council to use that money to reinvest back into the Lions Pavilion area.
Was it specifically the Lions Pavilion area, or was it
Yes.
parks?
Yeah,
Lions
I
Pavilion.
do
Yeah.
ask this many times,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any future focus for that at the moment? Is it being saved
The beach
for-
master plan includes some changes in there, a restroom facility,
Enhancements.
yeah, things like painting, if you bought new picnic tables.
Well, I know we've talked, probably this is the third year, about painting those cabana ceilings. So how do we make that happen?
They were painted.
Oh, they were recently?
Yeah, no, like, what, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, they were right when I started on this commission, that I remember correctly.
But it's old, dry timber, and it absorbs paint, and the cracks don't turn white, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then they,
I mean, they get dirty and spiders build webs and, you know, it's never gonna be like pristine and perfect, but are they bad? I mean, I honestly haven't looked at them.
I haven't looked.
Oh, we do have that piece of soffit that's missing on the pavilion overhang. Yes. Has that been repaired?
I'm not familiar with it.
Jeez, okay. On, let's see, west side of the building, we got the entrance, the two planters towards the lake. If you look up, there was a panel. Now, I was there the other day, but I didn't look specifically for that. But there was a panel that was missing, a piece of soffit, where you could see rafters and stuff. And I thought maybe there was some work being done there, and, you know, but it was there for a while, so.
The wind could have easily torn it.
Absolutely, that could have happened too.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
I guess that's it, other than roundtable. Do you wanna start, Lainey?
I guess the only thing I'm wondering about is, and this isn't parks, but when you look at City Hall, it seems like, in my mind, and maybe this is an NRBC thing, by the steps, there's these blank areas, like there's supposed to be something sitting there. And wasn't there at one time, both that side and then the east side? I mean, I seem to remember like these big concrete urns or something.
Oh.
But it seems to me like there should be something there, and it should be something nice, like the planters you put,
I got it.
that we are at the Lions Pavilion now. So, you know, I don't know how you make it happen, but
It's probably an NRDC thing, rather.
yeah, okay.
Park.
Well, I'll ask Liz, I guess. And then,
Yeah, I think you're right there. 'cause-
our city manager did mention he was going to write a letter to the school district regarding that fencing gate, so
Oh,
hopefully, you know, something will happen with that. That's it.
Karen,
nothing at this point?
nothing else? Okay. I just had a couple things, the beach master plan drawings that came out in the newspaper and Facebook and everything, I just noticed that they did change them to make the entrance to that First Street parking lot stay where it is. That was reflected in the
Yeah.
drawings instead of having it moved over to
Oh,
the
right,
side
right,
to the
right.
north. So that was good. And then I just noticed some chatter on Facebook about when the beach master plan came out, people were seemingly interested and excited in the idea of a splash pad. Talking about it like it's a certainty versus a,
Yeah, right,
you know, it's going
could
forward versus
happen,
the
yeah.
possibility, but it was, they wanted it, the splash pad, but it had to be bigger than as shown in the drawing, and with a restroom for the comments floating around out there.
Okay.
So, it's good to know what people are thinking about, I guess, but, yeah, and then there was a MLive article I just saw yesterday where you were quoted for,
Yeah.
Channel 9 and 10 news.
Yeah. Did you send them down? Was that like set up?
I don't know
by
what
you?
you're referring to.
I'll send an email with the,
So-
with the MLive article. The title is something like, Up North Town to Spend 16 million
Yeah.
on 4
Yeah.
beachside parks, ... And
Yeah.
then it was, including Best Beach in Michigan, so
I wonder if it was,
I will send it.
Sammy.
She was
It's-
also quoted in the
Yeah,
article.
She was.
That's what
Yeah.
makes me think it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I laughed when I saw the title that it stated that
Mhm.
we'll spend 16 million to, versus possibly
At the
partially.
end it said it doesn't have to, yeah.
In the article, if you read farther down, you would
Yeah.
see it.
Hmm.
The headline was,
You know how that happened? I was with my friend Carrie, and there was a lady setting up a camera, and she needs a photographer. Well, you and I know what's going on with that. But anyway, she said, do you think we could stop and ask her? And I said, sure, let's get out and ask her. Well, she happened to be from Channel 9 and 10 in Cleveland. I was mortified. I was going, she goes, can I ask you, like, you guys live here and stuff? She goes, I just wanted some information on the master plan for the beaches.
no way.
And I looked around, and nobody else was there, and I was like, oh, boy. But anyways, I hope I, yeah.
I should have
Okay,
wrote down your
thank you.
quote, I apologize, but she
Because I was like, oh, man, it was,
where was this?
this was right at concession stand at First Street.
Oh,
And it was bizarre as heck. And she goes, "Do you guys live here?" And we go, "Well, yeah." I mean, you know, what are you asking? Because we said, "You take pictures?" Because we're looking for a photographer. And she goes, "Sure, I do." And gave her a quote and everything. And she goes, "Do you guys live here?" And there's a master plan going around up here. You know anything about it? And I went, "Oh, you're kidding me." And I looked around for Karen or somebody else to speak, and nobody was there. So I tried real hard.
you did great.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, I will send that.
Thank you.
And I know, Jeff, you mentioned the upcoming report to City Council, the annual Parks report is coming up sometime in October. I was guessing it was coming up soon, but if you guys have any comments or thoughts that you want to incorporate into a, yeah, so I have to get that together. So that's probably before our next October meeting-ish, unless
This
it's the
one
27th.
coming up, right?
It's one of the 2 meetings in City Council in
Yep.
October. Haven't got the letter yet, but Jeff has, so. Yeah, let me know if there's anything on your mind you want me to
I will.
incorporate, possibly,
Yeah, gotcha.
looking for ideas. Okay, and that's all I had.
I don't have anything.
Nothing?
I have 2 things. I did talk to the urban people, and they're very busy. And I said, well, I can't seem to get a schedule out of the MRA. So, and they go to Florida in the winter. They pack up their truck and they live down there. I said, hopefully in the spring we can make a better plan, because they seem pretty receptive to that, to going to Duffy and selling their stuff. And I explained, you know, who I was and what we couldn't do at the rec or anything. And she says, yeah, we've got all the licenses that we need. We pay what we have to pay, so yeah, we can consider that. So we're gonna work harder to get, and I guess I'll have to talk to Julia, because that's Eric's wife. And that's how I'm gonna get that schedule out of him, I guess.
Okay.
I had a couple people going there for about a week and, no, it's not ready. What are you doing? How hard is it to do a schedule? You know, put those numbers together and send it out. Won't lose your job. And then Jeff and I and some of my board had a meeting about the skate park. And it was all the options that they talked about at the Sands Board. And I talked to my board about it, and we're gonna try to go for the gold.
I like it.
How exciting.
I like it.
One of my fundraisers knows somebody that writes grants. So that's gonna be our next step. We're gonna dig in for the long haul. I know it's gonna take a while, but all we can do is keep doing.
Yeah.
And Scope for the Gold, is it that evergreen?
Well,
system, or
if
is
we
it-
go there, Evergreen was the one that was recommended to me. They're the ones that seem to do a lot of it. I don't know if, because one of my board suggested, well, maybe you could get Evergreen to come in and lay the groundwork, you know, do whatever they do. And then if we could pull some support from Elmer's or Reeve Riley to do the bowl work, the cement work. I don't know. Everything's up in the air. All we can do is start at the ground and work our way.
If you look at their website, they've got some really cool pictures and stuff. And basically what they do is they lay steel rebar as kind of the framework into the shapes, and then they pour concrete to shape it. And I would think for safety reasons, I would want professionals to finish that concrete and make sure that,
You mean like professional skate people or not? Well, because
Yeah,
Reeve
the
Riley and Elmer's, they're all professional.
but they only have suppliers. They don't
Yeah.
finish the concrete and stuff like that.
I did not know that, so
Yeah,
that's good to know.
but maybe they would be willing to donate towards some of the materials. I mean, there's a lot of discussion, so,
Yeah, and that was kind of where that one was going. Maybe we could get Reeve Riley or Elmer's or somebody to throw down some money to at least pay for part of the concrete. And, you know, it's gonna be a community thing. And I know Jeff said we need to get letters of endorsement and we need to do a lot of pounding pavement and doing that stuff. And
Yeah.
so I have a pretty dedicated board and I have some pretty good fundraiser guys that are younger and have younger ideas, and they're gonna run with this. And I told them, I said, you can lead and I will try to catch up, and they said, no, you can lead and we'll do the ground. Okay, I said, I'm good with that. And anybody, like, these guys are younger, one I think he's maybe in his 40s, the other one is like in his 30s. They have new ideas, they have different ideas, and that's what we need.
so I think the next step with that would be to put that on the agenda for a Sands Park Control Board meeting and make sure that board supports the project and then take the next steps.
Yes. And I talked about that too with those two guys. I said we have to have everybody's support, right
Yeah.
from the Sands right on up to the council. I think Stoneman will support us as long as there's no dollar sign attached to that letter. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, he's open for a lot of things that, unless it involves money. So,
Rightfully so.
well, his money, actually.
I can see Tony Hawk coming to town to christen it.
Well, Mr. Stoneman's the chair, so who's gonna approach him on that?
Well, one of the board requested that I meet with that group
Okay.
to get their recommendation.
Right,
So
I
now,
remember
if
that.
we have that recommendation, and if you can just send me something,
Okay.
then I can request that it be added to the next agenda. And, I mean, we just call the meetings when there's something to talk
Right.
about.
Yeah, okay.
So it's kind of like, I got an assignment, Linda helped me complete the assignment. Thank you.
That would be a really neat project.
What's
That
that?
would be a really neat project.
Yeah, I
Wouldn't it?
agree.
Yes.
Well, the overall point was, we can resurface it and spend a little bit of money, which is still more than you would think, and it's not gonna make that much of an improvement. Or we can do it right, but the cost to do it right is almost the cost to do it really cool and do it new, right?
Right.
Instead of, we can do the base really cool, really nice and long-term, but the equipment is still old. So for almost the same cost, you can do something that's cutting edge and, yeah, yep.
Yes, I'm envisioning it now.
Well, and if you
So,
can do it through fundraising and grants, that's perfect.
Yes.
yeah, it's probably at least a $250,000 project.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
And I like that it's grassroots, initiated, absolutely.
But that's how the whole teen center and that skate park were all done in the first place.
Absolutely.
You know, so it just kind of continues on with that legacy.
I love that, yeah, I love that.
Thank you. That's really cool. Anything else?
Isn't that enough?
It's a lot. This might be our shortest meeting.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I, second.
How about that?
One of those, yeah.
Are you in favor?
Oh, yeah, all in favor, yes, aye. I was like, what am I supposed to be saying?